see your screen, Lynn?
Yes. So let's start firstly with the location. So as I has mentioned before, like North Island College is actually located in Vancouver Island in Campbell River and Comox Valley. We have two main campuses, Campbell River and Comox Valley. However, we do have other two campuses located in Port Albany and also a little bit up north here. We do offer students some programs in those campuses. However, those programs are now, like not really open for international students. So in the meantime, we just welcome students into our biggest campus, Campbell River and Comox Valley. So from Vancouver, when students first arrive, you guys can catch a flight for about 20 minutes to go directly to Campbell River and Comox Valley. From Campbell River and Comox Valley campus, you can easily go to Nanaimo or Victoria by using bus. The bus will take you about 1 hour to 2 hours, depends on the location, to go to these locations. It is really easy to commute in Vancouver Island by bus. And if you kind of like, like wandering around a little bit or going back to Vancouver, it is so much easier because you can take the flight or you can choose the ferry. So, like the things about Campbell River and Comox Valley is that these places are very affordable place to live. I would say, like with a minimum wage of 15.2 Canadian dollars per hour, which is now the highest minimum wage in Canada, and a very affordable living cost in Comox Valley and Campbell River. It is so much easier for you to just save more money, like at the end of the month, in terms of, like accommodation and food. And so you will live in a very good and friendly Canadian community. Well, I know that lots of you would think about whether if there is any Filipino community in the area. Yes, we do. We have about 500 people-ish, like living in a Filipino community. And I hope that that's at least, like will help you feel like you are not too far away from home. So another thing which I would like to highlight here for those who really want to settle down in Canada is that you can get more points in, like immigration program if you study with us in Comox Valley, simply because, the location itself gives you 6 more points in immigration program. And also at the same time, now the tech program, Tech VC PNP, as you may know, has been the permanent program for those who study, technology under 29 occupations. And that is the kind of stream which can help you to become the permanent resident easier than other, normal program in BC. So this is the view, of North Island College, and also, the view from the city, Comox Valley and Campbell River. So Campbell River and Comox Valley are cultural hubs and also definitely tourism hubs. So if students want to have more experiences in terms of hotel, restaurant, and other kind of services, then this is the place to go. We have a very great facilities inside the school, and the school itself, just keep the atmosphere really green for all of the students. So we really prefer the nature kind of. So talking about our school, we offer various options for students. We have university transfer program or degree for 4 years. Or if you just want to have a quicker program and more, focus on experiences, then diploma is the one for you. We also have a very small class size, which means that you can connect to the instructors. So what is the benefit of connecting with the instructors? So for instructors, it means that they can give you a lot of experience, like sharing experience, and also at the same time, they can refer you to get work. In Canada, there are two main things which are, determine the chance of getting jobs. the experiences and also, like the reference from others. So if employers know that, you are referred by a person, then you will have higher chance of getting a job more than anyone else. So living in a smaller community helps you to connect with people more. And so, by the way, it means that you will have a higher chance of getting a job. So apart from that, we also offer free math and English lesson, even though I understand that there is a saying that we as Asian are really good at math. I'm pretty sure that sometimes you may need some support from others. And that is when, like our tutor and advisor and also instructors come into play. They will help you no matter what for the problems that you have in academic, basically because they really care about the students' success. So talking about the program, the first one which I would like to introduce is about the university transfer program. We have the guaranteed admission to University of Victoria, which means that if you meet the GPA, certain GPA obviously, then you can go directly into some of their programs without any problems. Apart from that, one of our main and also the most popular program is business. We have the postgraduate program and also undergraduate program. So for the postgraduate program, it will be, like the one which is 2 years in global business management and pre-professional accounting, pre-CPA, as you can say. So these two programs offer students lots of chances and to, get a job, and also, like for pre-professional accounting, it can also help you to settle down in Canada easier because it is actually the high demand occupation at the moment. And at the same time, we also offer the undergraduate program in 2 years or 4 years, depend on the kind of diploma that you want to achieve. For 2 years, it will be diploma, and for 4 years, it will be a degree. The three majors that we offer are global management, marketing, and accounting. Tourism and hospitality has always been our core and star major. Well, I would say that now, like this one is actually the one on the rise back again. So Canada is now in the second phase of, vaccinating people. So that's the reason why we have a very optimistic thought, for the future ahead. Because right now, even though the COVID is still, happening in the area, but most of the hotels and resorts are fully booked, making, making us, having a very positive belief that it's gonna be like a booming market again. So for this field, we offer student 2 year and are in diploma or postgraduate diploma. So for this one, we are also, help students to have a chance to go to the field trip, not just inside Canada, but also other countries. And also at the same time, we work exclusively with Walt Disney in the US to introduce students there to work as an interns. And, they can work there for 4 months, going back to Canada, finish their course, and getting the certificate from University of California in Riverside. So this kind of things will definitely help them to level up their career in the future. Another one which is really interesting right now is the Web and Mobile Application Development Diploma. So for this one, we have the 100% rate of employment. I would say that most of our students, before they graduate from our college, they have already had the jobs simply because they work really close with the professors during the projects. And if the employer seems like, oh yes, I really want to recruit this person because they have done a really amazing job, then you get the job right away. And that is the reason why, for this program, we receive lots of attention from students who want to settle down in Canada later, since it's also in the 29th occupation that goes under the Tech BCPNP program. Another one, which is also go under the umbrella of Tech BC PNP, is the communication design. So for communication design, we have the graphic design like field, and we are helping the students to go into this field with a little bit more support coming from the technology too. And also for this one, the employment rate so far also reached 100%. Early childcare and education is actually our main and also the STAR program too, simply because, like it has 600 working hours right now. And after you graduate with us, you can easily get the license to work in this field in British Columbia. So for this field, with more practice and like the support coming from school, lots of our students, before they graduate, they have already can work as early childhood care and education assistant. So that it would help them to, be ready, more ready to become teachers at school before they graduate. For those who really want to open their own business in terms of, restaurant, we have a very special program for them. Culinary business operation is one of them. We teach students to become professional cook, to reach to the level 3 of professional cook. And at the same time, for the second year, we offer students to have a chance to know more about marketing, finance, and human resources. So in case they are thinking of, managing a restaurant or open their own restaurant, they are ready to do that without any problems. And we also offer them a chance to go into the restaurant inside our campus to practice. So we have a very modern facility for students in this field to get ready for them before they go to the marketplace to work. Programs that we also offer right now is electronic and industrial automation, aircraft structures technician, and fine arts. So these programs are mostly in 1 year, and for fine art you can transfer to University of Emily Carr, which is located in Vancouver. Lots of people would definitely want to know more about tuition fee and other expenses in the area. So for tuition fee right now, the average tuition fee is 13,770 Canadian dollars per year. And the accommodation is around 500 Canadian dollars to 600 Canadian dollars per month. The food itself, if you cook at home, it will be so much cheaper. It can be just around 200 Canadian dollars per month, up to 300 per month. And other expenses, for example, like school fees, books, insurance, etc., it will cost you around 3,500 Canadian dollars per year. In order to support students, right now we have awards for students. So apart from IELTS awards, we also have the awards for postgraduate diploma degree, which means that if you apply for the postgraduate program, for example, in business or in digital programs or in tourism and hospitality program, you can receive an automatic 500 Canadian dollars. And at the same time, for the ECCE program, which means Early Childhood Care and Education program, you can also receive 500 Canadian dollars for the first year when you just arrive to study at North Island College too. I hope that these information just help you to understand more about college. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to help you to answer all of them. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you for your presentation, Lynn. So right now we can now move forward for our question and answer portion. So
I think I'll do a short presentation.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Hi, Sir Apple. Good morning.
Yeah, the power interruption is now okay. We now have power here, so I can now make the presentation. Hi, Mai.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah, nice to have you here. So I'm going to share my screen. Just a minute. But you guys can already answer the questions via chat box, I think. Just a minute. All right. So before we proceed with the Q&A, let me just discuss a little bit about the student pathway to permanent residency in Canada. I'd like to start with by talking a little bit about our company. We are Canadian Immigration Consultancy, or better known as Gateway to Canada. We are not just an education agent. More than that, we are an immigration consultancy firm with over 30 years of experience doing this. We've been sending Filipinos to Canada since 1989. Our clients are represented by an ICCRC registered immigration consultant. The name is Miss Christina Camarce. And we are also an ISEP recognized agency. So with that, you can pretty much bank on our experience if you want assistance. It is not required to hire an immigration lawyer or immigration consultant like us. If you feel you can do this on your own, everything is all the information is actually available by visiting www.canada.ca. That's the official government website of Canada. All the information about visa application process, list of requirements, everything is in there. But if you think you need assistance, then that's the only time that you may consider hiring a lawyer or immigration consultant like us, right? So if you have questions about North Island College, you can pose your questions through the Q&A box, and later we will answer them one by one. All right. So most of you are studying in Canada with the end in view of applying for permanent residence, right? I mean, it's very seldom that you will go there purely for academic purposes. Based on our experience, Filipinos study in Canada because they want to apply for permanent residence. And if you are planning to apply for permanent residence in Canada, you need to know this. No? These are basically the key immigration factors how to become a permanent resident in Canada. You need to have a Canadian education credential. You need to have a 1-year Canadian work experience. And you need to have, or you must have at least a permanent and full-time employment offer. All right. So obviously, if you study in Canada, you will have all this. So it will be easier for you to apply for a permanent residence, right? So here's how it works. In order to become a permanent resident in Canada via a student visa pathway, you need to study for at least 1 year and make sure that the program and school that you will take is eligible for a post-graduation work permit, right? Hindi lahat ng papasok sa Canada as international student would be able to apply for a post-graduation work permit. This is very important. No? Now, ideally, you should take a 2-year you should take a 2-year program. This is because you will be entitled to a post-graduation work permit for a period equivalent to the length of your studies. Meaning, if you studied for a 1-year program, you'll be given a 1-year post-graduation work permit. However, if you studied for 2 years, you may be given up to 3 years post-graduation work permit. This is very important because the main factor for you to become a permanent resident is to have at least 1 year Canadian experience. So if you will be given only 1 year post-graduation work permit and it took you 3 months before you land a job, so 9 months lang yung magiging work experience mo, hindi yan enough para maging permanent resident ka. On the other hand, kung 3 years yung post-graduation work permit mo, mahabang panahon yon to gain yung 1 year Canadian experience. There are many pathways to become a permanent resident. Some of the programs will not require a 1 year Canadian experience, but generally speaking, you need 1 year Canadian experience to become a permanent resident in Canada. So choosing your school, choosing your program is very crucial in your goal to achieve your permanent resident status in Canada. So as an international student, you are actually entitled to a lot of benefits. While studying, you may already work part-time, right? Up to 20 hours per week. And during school breaks, you may work full-time. Usually, the scheduled school breaks is up to 3 months. Now, if you have a accompanying spouse and kids, your spouse may work full-time and your kids may study for free until grade 12. That is absolutely free kahit hindi pa kayo permanent resident. And like I've said, after completing your program, you may then apply for a post-graduation work permit, which will lead you to permanent residency. So it's not automatic, it's not guaranteed, kailangan planado yung pagpili nyo ng school and program. This is something that an education agent will not be able to guide you, will not be able to assist you with your immigration plan. So you need an immigration consultant or immigration lawyer to advise you properly for that matter. Now, isa sa mga senaryo na pwedeng mangyari is that while you are studying at may kasama kang spouse na mayroong open work permit, your spouse, upon completion of a 1-year eligible Canadian work experience, kahit hindi ka pa tapos mag-aral, pwede na siyang mag-process ng permanent residence. Almost always, sa case ng mga clients namin, nagiging permanent resident sila dahil doon sa open work permit holder. Kasi kailangan mo lang naman talaga is 1-year Canadian work experience. So may advantage kung pupunta ka doon with a spouse, with a partner at least. So you don't need to be married. If you have a common law partner, if you're living in together for at least 1 year as a couple, then pwede kayong mag-apply as a couple kahit hindi pa kayo kasal. This also applies doon sa mga same-sex partners. So pwede kayong mag-apply as a couple, right? So again, I need to emphasize this. Studying in Canada is not a guarantee that you will become a permanent resident. So mahalaga na paplanuhin mong maigi kung saan ka mag-aaral at anong school yung pupuntahan mo. Iba't ibang province, iba't iba yung immigration programs, right? So for example, sa British Columbia, one of the advantage of British Columbia, where North Ireland College is they have the British Columbia Provincial Nominee Programs, and this BCPNP, napakarami niyang streams. Kasama na dyan yung tech pilot, no? And many other streams na pwede kayong mag-apply ng permanent residence, no? So an education agent may be able to help you connect with a school, but you need an authorized immigration consultant to guide you with your immigration plans. Right? So again, we are not just an education agent. Although marami kaming partners, schools across Canada, we are more than just an education agent. We are an immigration consultancy firm, and we've been doing this for over 30 years already. Now, eligible ka ba na mag-apply for a student visa? Madali lang mag-qualify. No? Una, walang age limit. Right? Regardless of your age, pwede kang makapag-aral sa Canada. Of course, kung mag-aaral ka ng college, dapat tapos ka na ng post-secondary school. So, ang mga common questions dito, kailangan ba college graduate ka na dito para makapag-aral ka sa Canada? Not necessarily. Right? It's just that kung may bachelor degree ka na dito sa Philippines, eligible ka na mag-aral ng mga graduate studies or MBA sa Canada. Kung hindi ka bachelor degree graduate dito, for example, graduate ka ng grade 12, then pwede kang kumuha ng diploma programs or bachelor degree programs sa Canada. What if graduate ka ng grade 10, yung old curriculum, hindi ka nag-college, tapos merong nagtrabaho ka na kaagad, no? And then ngayon gusto mong mag-aral. Some of the schools, they accept grade 10 students. Later, we'll ask North Ireland College if they also accept those kind of applicants. Right? So processing time, ngayon medyo tumatagal. Dati 1 to 2 months lang. Pero ngayon, I would say mga 3 months at least yung processing ng student visa. And the school starts usually January, May, and September. So if you're planning to join January intake, January 2022, dapat mag-start ka na ASAP. Dapat kompleto na yung documents mo by August 15. Right? So mahaba pa yung panahon. Kasi dapat may submit natin yung application mo for visa by September 15. If we are to process your application, we required na August 15 pa lang, kompleto na yung documents mo para we have ample time to review everything before we submit the application by September 15. Right? So magkano naman yung kailangan mo? Alright. So, ito yung isa sa visa application process, dalawa yung component niyan actually. Actually, tatlo. No? First, your financial capacity. Second is your program, yung purpose of your study. And then third is yung home ties mo, yung motivations para bumalik, meaning hindi ka mag-overstay sa Canada. So itong tatlong component na ito ang kailangan mong i-address para ma-approve yung application mo. So let's talk about yung financial capacity first. So you need to convince the visa officer that you have the financial capacity to support your stay in Canada for at least 1 year. So the amount required is at least 1 year tuition and 1 year living expenses. Yung 1 year tuition, it varies, no? From one school to another, one city to another, one program to another. But on the average, that is around 15,000 Canadian dollars, 1 year tuition. So sa Philippine peso, that would be around 600,000 pesos. For your living expenses, you need to have at least 10,000 Canadian dollars if you're single. Itong 10,000 Canadian dollars na ito pretty much cover your accommodation, food, transportation, and other incidental expenses during your stay sa Canada on the assumption na wala kang income. Right? So if you're single, at least meron kang 25,000 Canadian dollars or 1 million pesos. Kung may kasama kang dependent, so yung first dependent mo, additional 4,000 and then 3,000 each accompanying family member. Meaning, if you have 2 kids, isang spouse, and then ikaw, that would be around 20,000. 10,000 sa'yo, 4,000 sa spouse, 6,000 para sa dalawang bata. So your living expenses should be 20,000 plus 1 year tuition, 15,000. Right? So how do you convince the visa officer na meron kang funds? May dalawang paraan. No? Pwedeng mag-submit ka ng proof of your financial capacity through a bank certificate. May pera ka sa bangko, pakita mo na meron kang ganyang amount. Or pwede rin may letter of support, no? From your relatives. Pwede yung sponsorship. Now, one of the common reason bakit nare-refuse yung application is because of the failure to convince the visa officer that you have the funds, right? So, the best way to convince the visa officer na meron kang funds is to apply under Student Direct Stream. So, to qualify under the Student Direct Stream, you need to pay 1 year tuition, and then you need to open an account sa Canada, sa Guaranteed Investment Certificate account. Instead of showing na meron kang pera sa bangko dito sa Pilipinas, ipadala mo yung pera mo sa bank account mo sa Canada. If you do that, tumataas yung chances ng approval mo. Alright? And if you want to qualify under Student Direct Stream, you need to take the IELTS. IELTS is not a mandatory requirement for student visa application per se. Usually, it's more of a requirement ng school as part of the admission process. No? Pero if you're planning to apply under Student Direct Stream, you need to have IELTS. So ano ba yung advantage ng Student Direct Stream? Una, processing time. Meron kaming Student Direct Stream recently, 4 days lang pinrocess, may approval na. Right? Mabilis. Pangalawa, hindi na masyadong i-scrutinize yung mga supporting documents mo about your financial capacity. On the other hand, if you're applying under regular processing stream, kailangan i-explain mong maigi saan galing yung pera, ipakita mo yung history of accumulation, at dapat may mga supporting documents na magko-corroborate doon sa kwento mo. So sinabi mo na accumulated savings yan from years of employment, ipakita mo yung accumulation yan sa bank statement. Ipakita mo yung income tax returns. Ngayon, kung hindi nagmamatch yung supporting documents against doon sa bank account na meron ka, medyo pagdududahan ka. Pero if you apply under Student Direct Stream, that will not be an issue. Alright? Now, actually, nasa last part na ako ng presentation. If you have questions, please feel free to post them using the Q&A box. I just want to show you some of our clients who are now in Canada. The case of Miss Dana May Rodriguez, actually, permanent resident na sila. They moved to Canada 2016, latter part ng 2016. Pero naging permanent resident sila 2019. Alright? So we assisted them from end to end, mula sa admission, visa application, hanggang sa permanent resident visa application, in-assist namin sila. Right? And then according to one of our clients, we are very meticulous and detailed pagdating sa documentation. It is because wala siyang interview. The decision will be based on the documents and information you are going to submit online. So wala kang time para i-justify. So before we submit your application, dumadaan siya sa series of checking para ma-minimize yung mga mistakes. Because small mistakes may cause huge problem. So we are like that pagdating sa documentation. Right? So, Miss Julia actually is a grade 12 graduate dito, tapos kumuha siya ng bachelor degree sa Canada. Right? Now, we are now open for your questions. If you have questions, we will be happy to answer them. Then, Do we have
Okay,
questions?
okay, thank you, Sir Apple. So right now, for all of our attendees, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to enter it sa ating Q&A box below, and to our Facebook Live viewers, you may enter it sa comment section. Okay, so first a question from Ms. Shermine. Are there any health-related courses? Lynn?
Yeah, so thank you for your question firstly. So we are actually planning to open health programs for students in 2022 intakes. Right now, like if you are keen on working with people but not in health, then we can offer you like the program of social service or human service, or like ECCE program. But for health, probably you have to stay in touch with us until like 2022, and then we will open the programs and give you more information about that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. There's also a question if North Island College do require an IELTS. Lynn?
Yeah, so we actually don't ask students to submit IELTS if you can submit us the medium of instruction saying that your previous course was in English, then that is totally fine for us. For IELTS, if you take IELTS academic, it means that, yeah, you can get the chance to get the awards from us. So we just encourage students to submit IELTS, but we don't require students to submit IELTS. Medium of instruction is fine with us. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Next question from Miss Shermine. Pwede po ba kasabay umalis ang spouse? Okay. For that, of course, we can process or submit your visa application all together as a family. But of course, it is your decision also if you're considering other factors like, let's say, for the funds. So it can be, we can apply you first as for the principal applicant or the student, and then we can process your dependents once you're already settled in Canada. Or, of course, we highly recommend to file a visa application as a family so that it will only be a one application at a time. Okay. So far we don't have any questions left in our Q&A box. Okay, I'll just gonna check our Facebook inbox. Okay. Do North Island College accept grade 10 students
Uh,
from our old curriculum here in the Philippines?
Yes, we do. As long as you finish like grade 10, and then you submit the, like your transcript to us, then our admission team will review it. We will see whether if you meet the requirement or not, and if there is any kind of, like test that you have to take if you have already graduated for a really long time. For example, like math assessment test, that kind of thing will be done online. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I have a follow-up question on that, May. For those grade 10 students, will they be required to submit IELTS test result?
No, we don't ask a student to submit IELTS if they can show us the medium of instruction. Yeah, saying that their previous course was in English, then it's fine. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Here's another question. How about the scholarship programs being offered by North Island College?
Yeah, right now we offer two main like scholarship for students. So the first one is based on IELTS. So if you have IELTS academic starting from 6.5, you can get 500 Canadian dollars. If you get IELTS 7, you can get 1,000 Canadian dollars. And if you can get IELTS 7.5 and up, you can get 1,500 Canadian dollars. And those are the first time and only one time, like entry awards if you submit IELTS academic. Another scholarship which you want to apply to or consider is the postgraduate degree scholarship. So for all of our postgraduate degree, so if you apply for the business postgraduate, or tourism and hospitality postgraduate, or like web and mobile development program postgraduate, then you can receive automatically 500 Canadian dollars awards from us. Another program which we also offer the 500 Canadian dollars awards is the ECCE program, which is Early Childhood Care and Education. For this program, it is for the undergraduate, which in the 2 years diploma. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, perfect. We have the next question. Okay, I'll wait for a moment. Okay. Does North Island College accept, let's say, somehow incomplete documents since there's currently a pandemic and some lockdowns? So will you be accepting incomplete documents?
Yeah, we still, accept that some of the documents will be missing, but we will give you the deadlines to submit those because basically, if you apply for, let's say, January intake in 2022, it means that you have to submit it, at least before September or October in order to have some time to do the visa. Yeah, so we will give you the deadline, and once you submit all your documents, then you can receive the letter of acceptance, which is a very important letters to submit to the visa process later. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. There's a question for the tuition fee. How much is the tuition deposit of North Island College to accept the offer?
So if you go through the SDS stream, then it means that you have to submit 1 year tuition fee. However, if you go through the regular stream, which I believe that Gateway to Canada can explain to you more, then you only have to submit the first semester, which means is around 7,000 Canadian dollars for the deposit.
Okay, so let's say the student already paid the once you receive the offer letter and settle the 1 semester fee to accept the offer, will North Island College will issue another letter of acceptance as official letter, or the offer letter can be used as official document to present in her visa application?
Well, we will definitely issue you the, the documents that you can use to submit to get the visa. So basically, when you pay the deposit, we will give you, the letter of acceptance, which is the kind of thing that you can use to, submit to the embassy in order to obtain the study permit. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Tin,
So far,
Tin, I have the follow-up question on the admission process. One of the common concerns from the student applicants is that the about the processing time. How long does NIC process the LOA on the average? Yeah.
On the average, the maximum time is 14 working days. However, right now, we are really working on it to just minimize it to maximum like 7 days, working days. Yeah. So in case that you have like a really urgent one, you can contact to Gateway to Canada, and then Gateway to Canada can just connect directly with me, and I will definitely, try my best in pushing it down, the time down, so then you can get it as
All
soon
right, all right. Fair enough. Thank you. Another question though. I'm not sure if it's answered already or discussed during your presentation. I came in late. Does NIC offer an LOA with 2 1-year separate graduate programs? I mean, some schools they offer only 1 year and then they need to apply for extension. And some schools they offer a letter of acceptance containing a 2 1-year program so that the visa application will be for 2 years. How's NIC doing that?
Are actually, we do it separately, but in a very special cases, I could advise, my admission team to see if they can give, some kind of flexibility in it, because I understand that some students really want to combine 2 programs together. They want to raise the chance of getting visa. So for that's one, I really need to talk case by case, with admission team, so they can support us. But normally, I would say that we only offer the first, program, letter of acceptance. Yeah.
Yeah, at least you're flexible on that. So, I mean, that's good news, right? Because some of the schools wouldn't really do it. And so students would be forced to take only 1 year. But it is to their advantage to take a 2-year program, right? So it's easier and a higher chance of approval, really.
Yeah,
Especially if they have families going with them. It wouldn't be logical to go there with all the family by studying only 1 year, right? And the 1 year
right.
program is only 8 months. So, so why would you bring your wife and 3 kids just to study for 8 months, right? So in that case, there's this chance of getting a visa refusal. So we always recommend a 2-year program.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a next question regarding for the in-campus residence, or is this available for North Island College?
Well, actually, right now for the accommodation, we don't offer dormitory simply because, like we are under construction right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, so hopefully that it will be there, like in 2022. Yeah, but for now we have the homestay and PSA program for students. So if a student just come, like first time in Canada and they want to find like a homestay to stay with the Canadian family, then we can, like introduce them to some of them. So the home stay will cost them, like about 900 Canadian dollars per month. Why for the Piet stay, it would cost them about 750 Canadian dollars per month. Yeah. So if students are, like have our neighbors or relatives, or like they know somebody in the area, or they just need my support or something in terms of looking for accommodation, yeah, they can just contact me, and I will ask school if they know somebody who can support too. And if you find like like a room in a share house, that would be so much cheaper. It's just around, like 450 to 600 maximum normally in the area for a room in a share house. Yeah.
All right, thanks. How about arrival services? Do you have some sort of services, greeting at the airport, picking them up the airport, bringing them to their temporary accommodation? Do you have such arrival services?
Yeah, we do. We actually don't offer it directly from school, but we work closely with an organization there. It's CHN, and they will, like support students in terms of picking up from the airport, or they can just help students to find a homestay, PSA, or other accommodation. Yeah.
That comes with additional fee or something?
That will be, like separate from the tuition fee. Yeah, the tuition fee is, because like it's not our school service. It's
Mm-hmm.
from other organization. Yeah, service. So you will have to pay for them for that.
I
I
see.
think yeah. So for more information about the fee, I would definitely send it to Gateway to Canada. So then you can ask, like Gateway team, in order to get more information about the fee. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Lynn, there's a question. Are there still available programs for January 2022?
Yes, we still have lots of programs open for January 2022. And so if you, like, depends on the kind of programs that you are looking for, I can send more information about that. But most of our programs are now open for January 2022. Yeah.
Here's an interesting question. About employment opportunities in the island.
Mhm. Well, the employment actually, like I would say about this. So part-time, there are plenty of jobs for you. When you first come to our area, you will notice that it's just like a lot, and you can just apply easily for part-time. For full-time, obviously there are so many, but like for a higher level, like full-time jobs, it is better if you get ready for the resume, CV, interview, everything. And we have an employment service department who have lots of experiences in this to help you to, like get ready for your job application. Yeah. So, and I would say, like for the main industry in the area is definitely, like relating to administration in business and technology, for example, like web and communication design. Also, at the same time, we noticed the rise a lot in tourism and hospitality, simply because, like even during the COVID time, there are so many jobs open for this field, tourism field, because they still open the hotels for quarantines. They still have lots of jobs doing and lots of bookings to handle. So that's the reason why, yeah, it is still really easy for people to who first come there to get the part-time job and looking for full-time. You just need to get ready a little bit more, and also try to connect with your professor, because they are the really good source of information in terms of good job, high salary, because lots of my students do the same thing and they get into a very, very great position with a really high salary just because they get the reference yeah, from the professors. Yeah.
Thanks. I'm just curious. Are there many Filipinos living in the island?
Yes, actually, they scatter, the communities scatter around the island, and in our community there will be like 500 yeah Philippines Filipino family living in the area. We even have like a few small shops for Filipinos food. So then you don't feel like you are like living really far away from your home
Nice.
country. Yeah.
Thank you. Lynn, do you have more questions? Or we
Um,
can let Lynn rest. What time is it now there? You have more
okay.
questions, Lynn?
So far we don't have any questions left in our Facebook inbox as well as in our Q&A box. But for our attendees, if you have still other questions regarding the visa application or about North Island College, please feel free to enter your questions. We still have ample of time to address it.
But looks like we've already answered them all.
Mhm.
Maybe we can have Lynn, her parting words.
Yes, Lynn, do you have any final remarks for our viewers?
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you everyone to attend the, the webinars today. And at the same time, I just want to highlight that we are, a very great and excellent academic college. And at the same time, we offer a very affordable tuition fee. We are really encouraging students to go to certain programs that is really popular in our area because of the high chances of getting the jobs are in terms of programs, for example, like early childcare and education, or like for postgraduate students who are looking for settling down in Canada later. So then, like if you have any questions, just please, yeah, send it to Gateway to Canada, or you can, yeah, and they can help you to answer. And if there is any answer, questions, sorry, for about the college, I would love to just help you to answer all. And hopefully one day we will see each other again and welcome you into our campus in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking forward to it. Thanks, Lynn. And for those of you who are asking how to apply, how much would it cost? It's not required to hire our services. If you think you can do this on your own, you can visit canada.ca. But if you're interested in hiring our services, simply sign up. There's the URL live.gatewaytocanada.com/sign. Then sign up. You will receive the details via email. And if you want to have a follow-up one-on-one consultation, it's free online. You can book an appointment with any of our case managers. There's the website, gatewaytocanada.setmore.com. That being said, thank you very much. Stay safe, everyone. Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Lynn. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye and have a nice day.